we get so drowned with the expectations of our family members. And remember, our family members don't come from a place of hate. I want you to get me right, that they love you, that they desire for stability for you, they desire for security in whatever that you want to do. But now the challenge comes when they force you to do something that does not align with you. I am your host, Nganga Gashie, and on today's episode, I want us to talk about an area that affects so many young people out there, and I know it affects you, and that is, who am I beyond the expectations? I know that we live in a society, in a culture as Africans, where there's too much expectations around us. We have expectations from our family members, and they're expecting us to become that which they think is good for us. And we have also expectations from social media. We have so many people out there who are speaking to us, and they're demanding us to become that which they think is the best thing that can ever happen to us. But you see, at the end of the day, beyond the noise, you need to ask yourself that very simple question, and that is, who are you? Because most of the time we get drowned by the noise that is out there. And we sometimes find ourselves moving with the masses, and we join, the culture that is out there. We join our family members in whatever they want us to be, in whatever they want us to pursue. But at the end of the day, we find ourselves not aligning with who we are in terms of what we want to pursue as a career in our personal lives. And I can relate this with a story of two young men that I had an opportunity to talk to just the other day. They had cleared their high school, and they were really waiting to, get into the world and do something amazing. And when we were having those conversations with them, I remember asking them, what is it that they wanted to do in terms of career? And all of them, of course, both of them are friends, and they told me that they had a desire, they had a passion for entrepreneurship. But the challenge was that their parents back at home did not approve of entrepreneurship as a career path. And so, of course, we had those conversations with them over a period of time, and I just wanted to know what was the main issue that was a big issue for their parents, not deciding and desiring for them to become entrepreneurs. And of course, I got to realize that both of their parents, they were actually in business. And so they had gone through the pain of starting a business. They had, all of them, gone through the heartache and the headaches that every entrepreneur out here have. And they did not want that to be a part of their children's lives. And that's why they wanted them to pursue other things that would be probably that look stable and secure. But at the end of the day, these young people desired to solve a problem that both of them had identified in their community. And at the end of the day, that would have been something that would have brought them fulfillment and money at the same time, even as they would have been pursuing that which they want to do. But their parents were not for it. And I know that there are so many young people out there, and some of you are watching me today. You are in that space. And I know that just the other day, so many young people joined campus, so many young people joined colleges. And of course, they are out there pursuing careers, pursuing courses that, of course, the society and their families demand of them to pursue, because they look like they are secure or stable in whatever it is that they want to do. But at the end of the day, we get so drowned with the expectations of our family members. And remember, our family members don't come from a place of hate. I want you to get me right, that they love you, that they desire for stability for you, they desire for security in whatever that you want to do. But now the challenge comes when they force you to do something that does not align with you. And I know that so many young people that I interact with are in that space. So you find they are pursuing the careers that their parents look at. But now the challenge comes when they force you to do something that does not align with you. And I know that so many young people that I interact with are in that space. So you find they are pursuing the careers that their parents look at and celebrate. For example, you talk about being a doctor, you talk about being a lawyer, you talk about being an architect, you talk about being an engineer. You know, these are careers that look prestigious in our families, in our communities, and in our culture. But at the end of the day, we find out that not every single young person out here wants to become all these things that is demanded of them to become. And I know that I'm speaking to probably a fashion designer. You have a passion for fashion. You want to create sustainable fashion, using the locally, available products that are out there and project your identity to your community and to the world. Maybe I'm talking to a software engineer who wants to code or just come up with an app that will solve a problem in your community. Maybe I'm talking to someone who wants to become a DJ. You want to use music as therapy, because of course we know that we are living in an age where so many young people are suffering from mental health issues. Maybe you want to get into entrepreneurship, but these career paths do not look stable. These career paths do not make sense to where you come from. And it's okay. And I'm not here to tell you to become rebellious, to just say, no, I want to pursue what I want to pursue, and that's it. No, but I'm saying there's a way in which you can take, the perspective of where you come from, and you align it also with the passions that you have, the desires that you have, the burdens that you have in your heart, the problems that you see around you that you want to fix using technology, using fashion, using music, using all these different tools that you want to use to fix or to solve the problem that is around you. And so now the question is, how do you move from where you are? You're pursuing these careers that your parents, told you to pursue. So how do you get from where you are at to pursuing that which you want to pursue in terms of your passion, in terms of the things that you feel are purpose for you? And so I have, I think, two strategies that I strongly believe will work for you, because I have used these strategies and they have worked for me. And so the number one strategy is, it's important for you to have an open communication with your family members. I know that initially this idea, this concept that you have in terms of a business will not make sense to them at that day or at that point. But it's important for you to have that open communication with them, because at the end of the day, when you communicate your vision and you show your urge, your desire, your resilience as you take steps towards fulfilling that which you want to pursue, they will actually see that this young person is desiring to pursue this one thing. They will see that this young person has the urge, has the resilience to pursue this one thing. Because at the end of the day, passion is what will make you to succeed in whatever you want to do in this life. And the second strategy that I've seen working so much in the lives of so many young people is to be able to look at yourself. It's to be able to identify the areas in your life, the things that you feel that you're passionate about, the things that you feel that you desire to do in your life. It's important for you to identify the things that even when you go in your little closet at home, you're able to do them and time flies without even you realizing. It's important for you as a young person to look at the things that burden you. Maybe around you there's a problem in your community. Maybe there's a problem, there's a challenge you can see around where you live. Do those things burden you? Because at the end of the day, you cannot sell an idea to your family members that you yourself do not know. You cannot sell a vision that you do not have. So that's why it's important for you to identify the things that you love, the things that you have a burden for, the problems that you want to fix in your community. And I believe when you do that, and even as you have that open communication with your family members, then they will slowly start to see what you're talking about. And I know this is not easy, because when you go to your family functions, I know that most of the time we get asked questions. So what is it that you do? And most of the time when you want to pursue these areas in life that do not make sense to them, it becomes difficult for you to say, I want to pursue DJing as a career. It becomes difficult for you to say it. You cannot even communicate, for example, you wanting to get into sustainable fashion. Probably it does not make sense to them. So it is not easy. And you have to get to a point where you stand out. You will be isolated, that I can assure you. Because you do not make sense to so many of these people from where you come from. But at the end of the day, if you are persistent in whatever that you want to do, then that idea that you have will come to fruition. And finally, the other strategy I have seen that has been really beneficial to anyone who wants to pursue a career path that is not conventional is you need to identify a community of like-minded people. For example, if you want to get into sustainable fashion, it's important for you to identify communities online for people who are doing the same thing that you want to do. If you want to get into coding, then go online, identify the coders that we have. If you want to pursue DJing, identify the community that DJs connect. Because at the end of the day, when you get into these communities, when you plug into these spaces, I can assure you, you will hear stories of where others have come from. And some of them are maybe one step ahead of you. They can probably be mentors to you. They can mentor you and talk to you about their journey, about their struggles, and how they were able to overcome the challenges of the expectations from where they come from. And so even as we come to the end of this episode, I want to challenge you this week. Why don't you first and foremost identify the one thing that you feel you're passionate for? And remember, passion does not have to be love. It can be love and it can be a burden. It can be a pain probably that you've gone through. And the second thing I'm also challenging you to do this week is to be able to have that open communication with your family members. Even if it does not make sense to them, I challenge you not to be rebellious. I don't want you to cut ties with your family because they do not understand you. I want you to have an open communication channel with them. Continually talk to them about the vision that you have. And finally, this week, identify. For those who have already known what they are passionate for those who have an open communication with their family members, identify a community of people who are like-minded, people like you, people who are pursuing that which you want to pursue. Or probably even if it's not the same career, but people who have decided not to be drowned by the expectations of their family members. Have conversations with them. Allow them to mentor you. Allow them to guide you. Allow them to share their personal stories with you. Because at the end of the day, this community will be the ones who will hold you when things do not seem to work out for you. And if this episode has been valuable to you, do not hesitate to share it with a friend who is in that space, a friend who is out there pursuing that which they are not passionate for, pursuing the things that they are not aligned with, but they are trying to please their family members. Share with them. You can also comment on the comment section. You can probably share with us and let us know where you are at. You can share with us and probably tell us some of the experiences that you are currently going through or you've had in the past that can be beneficial to some other members that we have and other audience members that can be beneficial to them. And if you have not subscribed to this channel, I urge you to subscribe. You can share with your friend, you can like and comment so that we can be able to deliver to you valuable content every single week. And remember, you need to ask yourself this question: who am I beyond the expectations of others? I have been your host, Nganga Gashie, and until the next week, it's goodbye for now.